Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Start off the day, drop my wife off at her Bible study. Now I'm going to come by here and pick up my transmission line that I had built at this place here. Awesome customer service. They remembered me when I walked in the door, and I thought I was picking up a hose, but it's actually this connector that screws on the transmission. I already purchased a hose to do this mod, so make sure I don't lose this and get this trans cooler on. Time for me to clean out my car and get to work on a couple of those parts I received in the mail. One of the things I got on the road was this vacuum cleaner for $10. Some lady was coming out of some wholesale place, and it didn't seem like the motor works. However, it had a good hose, it has some wheels, so I'm gonna get mine and swap out what I want and set the rest on the curb. Alright, here's that pipe I took off of that 99 V70. I'm going to remove this hose here and this one here. Make sure this stuff is cleaned out and store it until I do my next PCV job and hook it up. And on this end and this end there, I'll just put some silicone hose on it and connect it to the intake manifold and PTC valve. I'm going to show you how I resolved the poor radio reception issue with my Volvo 850 wagon. Don't have this issue with the V70s, and I don't think the sedans have the issue. It's just these 850 wagons. First thing I'm going to do today is install my antenna with booster. I was going to put the antenna part, the white part there, in the A-pillar, but I think I'm going to Velcro it to the bottom of my dash pad. That may be an easier install for me. So here's my current radio situation. I'm going to take off this ASC deal there. I don't remember how that works. Let me see. I hold down the CD button for 5 seconds. Now it should scan all channels. I do have a stereo signal on my favorite channel, K-Love, even though I do lose it a lot. So when I scan, let's count the channels that we get from where I'm located. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we only got 6. That's 2, 3, 4. Heck, we get less than that. So we get between 3 and 6 stations. So we start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we scan, we get 4 stations. So let me go ahead and install this antenna, see what we get after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the glove box. I'm going to plug the antenna into the back of the radio. I'm going to tap into the power of the radio with either a splicer, or I'm going to solder it. I'm going to take a Velcro and secure the antenna to the bottom side of the dash pad, and then I'm going to close everything back up and rescan. Okay, the antenna has a piece of 3M adhesive there. I'm going to put a little piece of double-sided molding tape there and tape this on the back side, on the bottom side of this dash pad. So I have the radio pulled back. I'm going to try to fish this up from down there and stick it to the pad. So let me pull the radio out a little bit more. I got something protecting my gear shifter knob since it's wood. Decided to push my climate control out to give me better access to feed this up there, so it should be easier now. Alright, I took a little piece of this molding double-sided tape and put it there. So let me try to fish it up there and get it stuck where I want it. I'm going to secure the rest of the dash down and hook up my new antenna. I found a ground back there that I hooked the ground up to, and looking at the back of my harness, I got a gray white wire that powers up when I turn the radio on. So I'm going to take power from it to power this external antenna booster. I have the power wires hooked up, the ground wires hooked up, the new plug in. So I'm running a little late, pick up my wife, so I'm going to push this in here and get going and run a test on it real quick. We were getting about 4 channels on the scan before, so let's scan it, see what we get. We got another channel, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Gosh, it seems like it's starting and stopping at every channel now. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So I guess we can agree that I get a lot more stations now. Hopefully they'll be a lot clearer. So I'm going to go ahead and push in my favorite station here and see if I lose it while I drive to my next destination. Well, I drove about 15 miles, maybe 20, never lost reception, kept my stereo signal. So I'm going to put the powerful station code on it. I think you hold down the CD button for 5 seconds. There it is. That's supposed to only bring in the powerful stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Man, I'm getting a whole lot more stations, so that antenna I bought off of eBay was well worth it. I have not tested it yet with my long distance going out of town range, but like I said before, just right before I got out of town I would lose reception, and then I would gain it again about 10 miles past that. Then it was only good for about 10 miles and I would lose it again. So we'll see how it is next time I head east. Since I'm tearing my dash partially apart to get this antenna in, I'm going to go ahead and install my boost gauge. So let me go ahead and pull out those instructions, pull out this other boost gauge, and get my new one installed. Well, here's my instructions. I have actually 3 positive and 1 ground. So I'm going to figure out how this one was hooked up and ground that stuff out. And then I'm going to hook the orange wire up to the headlight switch. So when I turn the headlights on, it also turns and actually dims my boost gauge light. The instructions for my gauge: yellow is constant power, red is a switch power which comes on when you turn the ignition on, black is ground, and orange is switched on with the headlights, and that'll make the wire dim. So on my headlight switch, I got black is ground. This red black is constant power, so I hook the yellow up to it. The yellow back there on the back, maybe pin number 7, is actually the headlight switch. So when I turn the headlights on, that powers, so I hook that orange wire up to it, and then the red wire goes to the ignition switch power, which is this blue yellow. So my gauge should be hooked up correctly. Let me zip tie my boost pressure up to the back of it, and I should be good to go. My speaker up here was destroyed. The magnet was gone, so I'm gonna leave that out until I find my replacement and then pop that back in. So here's my boost gauge. It has several colors to try to match your dash. It's like a yellow, purple, white, dark blue. This is a multi-color. It changes constantly. Purplish blue, green, reddish. That may be an orange. That's a light blue. That's the yellow. So anyway, there you have it. I'm leaving it on white for me. My boost gauge seems to be working very well. When I'm on the road, hit my gas pedal, it goes up. Nice and smooth operation. Easier to see it with the dial gauge, the red dial gauge. So I like this one better, but it doesn't show me my voltage, which I get off my scan gauge. Okay, I'm gonna check this speaker here. If it's together, I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna put my glove box stuff back together while I wait for my wife. In case you don't know it, to get these speakers out, you push in the release clip like that. You just push in the center of the push pin, then those clips are able to be lifted out. Now you can lift the speaker out. And to get the speaker back secure, you pull a push pin back out of it, you set it in place, and then you push the push pin back in till it's level, and your speaker is secure again. I'm going to show you how to possibly cure some of your 850 dash noise if it hadn't gone too far. You have 4 mounts that go across the front of the dash firewall. If your driver's side mount or your passenger side mount are busted, this may help you. If they're busted in the middle, probably not. What you want to do is get a very fine point screwdriver, pop off the cover from this end piece, then take the screw out of this end piece, then pull this end piece out. It actually has a catch in it. Let me show you that. Here's the cap you pull out before the screw, and this sits in there like this. It has a tab right here, and then the back side of it fits back down in there. This mine is actually bent. Straighten that out or break it, one or the other. Broke it off. At any rate, once you get that out, you'll be seeing this here. Tell if the tab on the dash is loose, because you'll be able to move that in and out like that. You see how that goes in and out? So what you want to do is make a little bracket that goes from that screw and screw it into your A-pillar area. So I pull the seal back off of the door jamb. Let me do that so that I don't tear it up. Ugh. Now I'm going to make a bracket that I can screw there and screw there, and hopefully pull the dash toward the wall and secure it there to take the pressure off of the dash mount. I get these metal plumbing hanging straps from Home Depot. You could use any kind of aluminum or whatever metal that you could bend to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 10 snips that I have here, and I'm going to trim around this hole and elongate that hole so I could use this in that position where that screw is. So let me go ahead and trim this and get it prepared to go in. I'm going to go ahead and drill that out first, make it a little bigger. So I drilled that out. It was this big, now it's that big. The screw will just fit in there. It's easier to drill it while you got something to hold on to versus when it's real small. If you have a metal file, you could file down the burrs and the sharp edges like I'm about to do. Just hit it a little bit, not trying to drag this out. Now you want to put this up here and measure how much you're going to have to cut off. Really, about half of this vinyl is just vinyl sticking over there. So you can probably bend this about here. You want to bend it about 1/4 of an inch and then bend it back the other way. So I'm going to cut this off about right here. That should be enough to give me my 2 bends, and maybe I can just notch this a little bit to put my screw in it off of this hole here. to pull it tight against the A-pillar. Before I cut this, I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole there. Like I said, it's easier to drill a hole while you have something to hold on to versus when it's real small. You'll have to put it in vice grips or something. Now I'm going to do a generic measure as to where it needs to be bent right at the end of this loop. Then I'm going to bend it right at the front of that. And then I'm going to put a screw in it to screw it against the pillar. So I'm going to use a little vice grips and a pair of pliers to make my bends. I made a 90-degree bend there, so I'm going to make another 90-degree bend and have it to where I can screw it. Alright, here it is, two 90-degree bends. So now I'm going to pull that screw out and put that screw in here and then drill a hole in the frame of the vehicle there so that I can put my next screw into this end. I got a lot smaller drill bit to put the hole in the A-pillar. You want to just merely make a pilot hole and use some kind of tapping screw to get in there and pull that tight. So I'm going to put this little hole in there and then I'm going to get a screw and put the screw in there. And there you have it. The brace is in place. I chose to use a small drywall screw, flat head, and hopefully my seal will sit back down in there real good. And hopefully that'll get rid of any noise and vibration that I was having in my dash. So let me go ahead and put the seal back in place. I'm going to hook this trim piece back in there, put the screw back in it, and put the cap back on it. And there you have it. The dash repair cheat should have quieted my dash down. I did do the other side as well, so I should be good to go. Here's my spare dash speaker with the magnet connected, so I'm going to go ahead and install that under the boost gauge and plug that in and call that done. I'm taking a notch out of this speaker housing because I have my boost gauge hose coming through there and the wiring. My speaker back in, my boost gauge in, I'm good to go. I'm going to clean up my mess and call it a day. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.